But so welcome back to the another video of this Python tutorial beginner series. We have learned about in previous lecture about that sorry this one dictionaries four data types. What are the four data types of in Python like list, set, tuple, dictionaries? We have covered this. Let's start this lecture with OOPS. What is OOPS in Python? Because if anyone asks you what is Python, it is object-oriented programming language. It supports OOPS. OOPS means object-oriented programming language, which deals with classes, objects, inheritance, init method, tender method, encapsulation, polymorphism. Okay, so let's start. What is OOP? OOP stands for object-oriented programming. Python is an object-oriented language. If you want to note down this, please note down. Python is an OOPS. Like Python is an object-oriented language, allowing you to structure your code using classes and objects for better organization and reusability. It makes our code reusability easily. It's made in a better organized way. That's why we are using OOPS because Python is already a OOPS, means object-oriented programming language, which allows us to structure our code using classes and objects. Okay, what are the advantages of OOP? Let's say provides a clear structure to program, makes code easier to maintain, reuse, and debug. Oops, the advantages like clear structure of programs. It makes our code easier and maintain, reuse, and debug. It helps our your code dry. Dry means do not repeat yourself. There is a less redundancy. It allows you to build reusable applications with less code. Okay. The dry means don't repeat yourself. Principle means you should avoid writing the same code more than once. If there is repetition, move repeated code into functions or classes and reuse it. Okay. So this is dry. Don't repeat yourself. What are classes and objects? Let's see. Classes and objects are the two core concepts in object-oriented programming language. A class defines what an object should look like. Class defines what an object should look like. An object is created and an class defines what an object should look like. An object is created based on that class. Okay. First is this class defines us what an object should look like, and object is created is based on that class. Yes, for example, you can see here is class and object. Class is fruit, apple, banana. Objects are apple, banana, and you can see class is fruit and objects is apple, banana, mango, cherry, whatever you want to say. And like class is car, okay, Volvo, Audi. There are companies in the car. Let's talk about chair or chair. There will be some companies who make it, who build it. Like we about talk about like laptop. In laptop there is HP, Lenovo, Acer, and Vivo and more. Okay, so this is difference with the class and objects. When you create an object from a class, it inherits all the variables. It inherits means कोई भी अपने चीज अपने पास लेना की प्रॉपर्टी को अपने अंदर लेना जैसे हम लोग पेरेंट्स से हुए हैं तो इनहेरिटिंग हम लोग क्या प्रॉपर्टी हम लोग के अंदर है, तो ये होता है इनहेरिटिंग means all the variables and functions inside that class, it has property inside that. Okay, so this is all about the class and object the basics. So you can simply say, if anyone asks what is class, class is like a, 1 minute, class is like a blueprint. Okay, you can say class is like a blueprint. And object is created based on that class, which is, so let's see our next slide, classes and objects. You know, I already taught you what is Python. Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost every Python is almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class like is an object constructor or a blueprint. You can read it. Object, sorry, class is like a blueprint for creating objects. How you can create a class? To create a class, use the word class. To create class, what you use? Class. Okay. For example, you can see here is given. Create a class named my class with a property named X. Okay. First, you have to create a class. Class name is my class. My class name is given here. Okay. After that, you have to use a colon. You have to use colon here and with a property named X. Named X. X is any variable. After that, we will printing it and we are getting my class. Class is main class. So how we can create object for creating class? You can see this syntax. We use class and name of class. After that, property, which is any which can be any variable. How we can create object? Now we can use the so let's see how we can create an object. Create let this is our example. We have to create an object named P1. You have to make an object P1 and print the value of X. Okay. First of all, we are creating a object V1. Okay. We are inheriting the class, inheriting class name from the above class. Class name is my class. Okay. And printing the value of X. V1 dot X. So you can see class, my class, it inherits the property of this. My class inherited. This object inherits of that class. Okay. Property in that class means X value is 5. So it will be printed here 5. See how you can delete object by using del keyword. If you want to delete your object, you can use simply del. If there are multiple objects, you want to create and multiple objects from the same class. Create 3 objects from my class. Okay, we are created here 3 objects, my class, and we are printing that value. Here is 5, here is 5, and what's the value of 5 will, x will be printed here, all value of x will be printed here 5. You can see the output. Okay, my class, it inherits the property of class and the property of whatever will be whatever property of class it will inherit. It will print at same is in class asymmetry as it is it will be printed. Okay, each object is independent. It has its own copy of the class properties. Sorry, you have seen this. The pass statement. Pass what will do? Class definitions cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the pass statement to avoid getting an error on the business pass. This is pass. You can do. Okay, what is, let's say a question. What is a correct syntax for deleting an object? To delete an object named a person in Python, how you can delete? So I have already told you which keyword you have to use from a choose it. So I hope you all have chosen the correct option, which is del. You can see above I have told you how you can delete objects by using del keyword. Okay, so our option is del. So this is the correct answer. Let's see innate method. This is also of vector method, the D and ER method. The innate method. All classes have a built-in method called init, which is always executed when the class being initiated. The init method is used to assign values to object properties or to perform operations that are necessary when the object is being created. Okay, what is the example saying here? Create a class named person. Use the init method to assign values for name and age. Okay. First of all, we have created a class person and defining init and here assigning values self, name, age. When you will create or define any init, you have to use here self. With- Without self, it doesn't work. Okay. You have to remember this now. Self is very important here. To access name age, you have to use self dot name is equal to name, self dot age is equal to age. Person is ML36. Okay, you can see that's ML36. This is the code. Okay, let's see. The init method is called automatically every time the class is being used to create an object. Why use init? Without init method, you would need to set properties manually for each object. Okay? Without init method, you would need to set properties manually for each object. Let's see an example of this. Create a class without init. What if we are creating class without init method? Let's create. First, we have to assign a class name, class name is person, and passing. Okay, pass. After that, P1 person, P1 dot name is Tobias, and age is 25. So it will print Tobias, and if you want to note down this code, you can note. I hope you all have it down and noted what we do without init how we use. Using in it makes it easier to create object with initial value. When you in- like create any class like this, you can say define any name, age, you must use in it. It is not as mandatory, but you will use. This makes easier. Okay, here is also an example. You can see what is done here by using init method with init. Class name is person and defining self name age, self dot name, self dot age. After that, we have assigned a value like what is name is Linus and age is 28. After that, we are going to name and age. Okay. So I hope. So what would be answer? Linus at 28 because the name is respectively to this is Linus and age is 28. So we have covered this. Default values in it. If we want declare some values in it method in inside the init method, how we can do? So you can also set default values for parameters in the init method. Okay, set a default value for the age parameter. We have to set the value for age parameter. So let's see how we can do this. We have to first create a class. Class name is person. You can note down this also example. What is done here? First of all, see this. Here we have assigned a age is 18. Okay. After that, what we will get? First, see, person is for first person we have assigned age default value. If here I have not written like a 28 any integer value, this does takes age value, which is defined in init method. So for here person when we print a person work name, it will give us a bill and age is 18. In second person, we can see Tobias and age is 25. Here we have written, here we have given age, but it will take only 25, not 18. You can see 25 and 15. I hope you have noted down this example also. If there are multiple parameters, let's say the init method can have as many parameters as you know, like self name. There are these called parameters. You know, this is parameter. This called self is must mandatory you have to first define. After that, you have to define parameters like name, age, city, country, class. Sorry, class, college, anything if you want. City, yes. How we will print something self with parameter like name self dot age self dot city self dot country. Here we have assigned values with p1. P1 is a variable which takes person's detail like Linus 30 Oslo Norway. The name is Linus, the age is 13 and the city is Oslo and the country is Norway. When we will go to you can say simply Linus 30 Oslo Norway. So if you want to note down this example, you will note down. Okay, so let's see further. Yes, there is an exercise. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of the init? This is also called the getter method. You can say because here is double underscore. We can say getter double underscore getter method in Python class. What is the purpose of this? To delete an object, to assign initial values to object, what is to print object information. So what would be correct answer? So our correct answer will be second question. The first question is not correct. What init used to initial assign initial values to object properties. Okay, the first option is not correct. Second is correct. To print object information, no. To print object information, we use print only. So we are talking about here init. Okay, this is coding. The snippet is given. You have to answer the question. What will be the result of the following code? Like here is class assigned class name person defined init. It's a getter method init. Self name age 18. Age is already defined. Age you can see already defined in method and the self dot name and self dot age. The variable is p1. P1 with person ml. The name of the person is Amit, but here age is already given in the above sentence. It's already defined in init method. So the age will be 18. So what? Sorry, I told answer. So what will be age of this? It will be 0, it will be 18, it will be none, or it will be error. Because here is age is not defined. So what will be answer? Same type of question we have done previously. Same 2 to 3 minutes ago. We have done same question. So what will be answer? Correct answer will be 15 because here age is already defined. I already told you the age is already defined in init method. It will be correct answer. Okay, so we have covered examples from this also. Why we use self parameter? Let's see about this. The self parameter is reference to the current instance of the class. It gives us reference to the current instance of the class. It is used to access properties and methods to belong to the like we have using here like self.name, self.age. With this we can treat our a- answer also. Like we if I want to access name, age, city, country, anything by self.name, we can access. Yeah. So you can see this example also. Here is defined init method list and defined greet self, the function table itself. We have to print what it is print. Hello, my name is self.name. Okay. The person name is already given it below. Anna and 25 is the age. So what it will print? Hello, my name is Amit and age will be printed. Or you can see age is not mandatory. It is not printing here. If you want to modify like this and I am like I am self dot age old, what it will do? Let's see. I have some modified this sentence. Hello, my name is this. After that self dot name, the name is taken Emil. And if I want to print age also of that person, what we use? Self dot age old. Old in printing for printing purpose only. You can see output. They have yeah, print. Invalid sentence purpose. Oh, here I forget to put this. This is the forget here to add plus sign plus this addition sign. So when we will run, because we are concatenating our string. we have to use plus. I want forget here to add a plus. Now it will run. It, but this is like if you want to self-age will also be printed. Now, okay. So why we use self, Python don't know which objects properties you want to access. To access like name, you are accessing a for that purpose we are using self. Okay, so we have got this. If you want to solve this, this is without self. Okay, by defining def. This is by function method. We have done this. If you want to solve this example, you can solve. Want to note down this example? Please note down. What is here? What would be here done? Self dot brand name, which have Toyota model Corolla and year 2020. What it will be printed? 2020, which is the year Toyota brand and model. Okay. This is this is our calling method. By this you can call. So we have seen it. We have seen some parameters like init method, object, classes, and objects we have covered in this class. Python is object-oriented programming language. Okay, so we have covered 90% of our this 98% you can say of this Python tutorial beginner series. Okay. In one lecture I will cover only inheriting polymorphism encapsulation. Okay. So I hope you all have enjoyed this lecture. Keep studying, keep revising, and keep growing. Thank you.